tag question paper, in the hashtag question paper, is the passage on sub-parts. Good passage, interesting passage. Unlike Clat, AILET has maintained its question types, passage, strength, variety, and good level of questions. So yet again this year, AILET has proven to be the better paper as always. So the very first question in the AILET question paper, as you can see, is the question on in the intricate world of modern manufacturing. So it's a specific detailed question, dear children. Specific detail. The answer is given right in the passage. The sub part can be compared to. So this is analogy question, actually not specific detail. My bad. Let me just clear this and actually give you the. This is an analogy question. Analogy question this year. So what is the subpart comparable to? The subpart definitely is comparable to a very important part. You know, it's a fundamental process that demands these minute components are yet to undermine the structural integrity. So this is our answer, the structural integrity, which means the foundation of a building, which is answer A. So it's an analogy question, the very first question in the hashtag answer key, which is option A. According to the passage, what is the primary reason modern carpenters use? This is now a specific detailed question, dear children. It is clearly given CAD and according to the passage, what is the primary reason modern carpenters use CAD? They use CAD mainly to revolutionize precision and enhance craftsmanship. That is clearly given over here in the passage, as you can see, right in the middle, the fifth or sixth line, revolutionize, and that is for answer number 2. So this is a specific detailed question where the answer is given clearly in the passage. What is the overarching message conveyed by the passage regarding the significance? Again, a question that is given. It is a specific detailed question. All of you, dear children. So they are, so and the options are very simple to eliminate. It's not outdated, right? They don't affect functionality, no. In fact, they affect functionality, which is answer C. And again, this can be eliminated. So this question had very, very easy to eliminate options. You could have just read the passage briefly and eliminated the options based on reading just a brief passage. The options are not closed because they affect, they are not outdated, and it's not just one aspect. So the correct answer is option C. When we then come to question number 4, now this is a word-based question. I remember I had shown you the overall analysis and the separation of questions, the breakup of questions. So this passage is word-based question. So here it's like a figure of speech. We are combining two opposites over here, but these two opposites are showing synergy rather than dichotomy or paradox. Right? These two opposites are showing synergy where both of them are going hand in hand. So the correct answer here is option D. Then we come to the logical reasoning. So this is what I was talking to you about, students, that this year AILET has integrated a lot of critical thinking in the reading section as well. So the importance of critical reasoning has gone up a lot in the paper. So critical reasoning or thinking This is an assertion reason question which earlier has always been a part of logical reasoning. So the assertion reason have been picked up from the passage itself. The subparts like dowels are often overlooked, so this is given in the passage, and they play a crucial role. This is also given. Now, the subparts are overlooked is one phenomenon, and the parallel phenomenon is they are crucial. So both of them are true according to the passage, but the reason is not the reason for the assertion. There are two parallel events in the passage. The reason why they are overlooked is not because they are crucial. If they were crucial, they would not be overlooked. The idea is that they are overlooked, but at the same time they are crucial. So both A and R are true, but R is not the correct reason, hence the answer is option B. Hence the answer is option B. Then again, what would the author agree with? This is a inference-based question. We have about 12 to 15 inference-based questions in the passage. So this is an inference-based question. Sorry, that's the next one. What would the author agree with? So again, from the passage, we have to answer this. Easy to answer because it is easy to eliminate. A, even if you have read the passage briefly, you know the author does not think it is irrelevant. And B is correct. Laser cutting have improved the precision of the sub-subpart creation. That is why CAD and laser are used in sub-subpart creation. Uh, it goes hand in hand with traditional. So that means hand in hand is not going to, it's not that it's outdated. Hand in hand is not outdated to begin with. Hi guys, sorry I had to go because the answer key was released. So now I just wanted to check how the answers are going. I think there are 3 or 4 answers where I have a slight dispute, but we should be fine. So we were on question number 6 and question number 6, the correct answer is B, so that's the correct official answer also. Let's move on. And we come to question number 7. Question number 7 says, which of the following might the author cite as an example of the fusion of traditional and cutting edge technology? So the 7th question, the combination of fusion as well as traditional cutting edge technology as described in the passage is definitely not going to be the decline of traditional woodwork. Neither it will be exclusive use. From the keywords only we can eliminate it. Nor will is the passage talking about abandonment of anything. So look at the keywords. Easy to eliminate answers. Naturally, the use of technology to design woodworks is something that the author would be likely to agree with. So it's not decline, it's not exclusivity, it's not abandonment. If you have read the passage, you will be able to eliminate these. We move to the next one. Given the author's position on the importance of subparts, what would the author take on the issue of using alternatives materials? So the author would not mind cheaper alternatives or technologically fit materials, right? So it's not as if the author would want them, nor would the author reject them, right? And it is not unclear also, the author definitely uses balance. So the author is looking at a convergence of traditional and craftsmanship and cutting edge technology. Convergence means the author is looking at what we would call balance. The author is not rejecting alternatives, neither is the author going to look for alternatives eagerly. The author is clearly looking at balance. And the summary, which talks about the significance of subparts in modern manufacturing. So, according to the author, if traditional is required, no longer can be eliminated. Subparts are very significant. The whole passage is on subparts. It cannot be insignificant. So the author is looking at definitely a balance or a fusion, and it's not about speed. So the correct answer is option C. All right. Based on what we did in the last passage, this is appendix hashtag or M. The answer key that has come out is of appendix A. You have to match the question numbers and check the answers. But I am discussing with you the given answers. Wherever I feel dispute, I'm going to share this should be the correct answer while I am analyzing. So the second passage, according to the hashtag key, children, this is hashtag key. Please match it with yours and then we will discuss. What is the major challenge faced by transition to renewable energy? This is given, it's a specific detailed question. So naturally, you just read, it's given clearly, we need advancements, we need to have advancements in energy storage for reliable supply. This is clearly given right in the middle of the passage, and the answer is B. Both given and our answer. Wherever I have a dispute, which should not be more than 2 questions, I'm going to share with you the dispute. Wherever it is unclear, there is iffy answer, I will say, boss, this is iffy, but these are 50 questions, remember, and we have a lot of elbow room. So we have space for 4 to 5 iffy questions. Still, you can get a good score and get into your favorite law school, which is in NU Delhi. The second question over here, which is essential for a successful transition. This is again given, children. Given means it's a specific detailed question. So, what do we really need? We basically need all of the stakeholders to work together, which is given right at the top, and hence the answer is option A. It's all given clearly, so I'm not spending too much time discussing it. Question number 12. Again, it is given, so this was one of the easier passages. Why is it necessary why is the transition to renewable necessary, to renewable energy described as becoming economically viable? Why? Because the technology is getting lower in cost, right? So again, this is clearly given. The aiming to create a sustainable energy landscape, right? So that is again option B, and that is your correct answer. Intermittent nature. What is intermittent? It was a direct question, direct giveaway question, children. Intermittent nature means the energy was not sustainable. It was not consistent. It was basically variable. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was not good. And this is the 13th question. Clearly given again. And the last question, the two tone questions. The first tone question comes here. So the author basically talks about what do we have to do, what are the challenges, but the author is not saying we cannot do it. Since the author is not saying we cannot do it, this is out. The author is not being indifferent, the author is definitely caring, but the author tells us or gives us a balanced scenario where the author shares the challenges, what we are doing, what we can do, and what is already there. So the author is talking about everything. The author is not in the mood for despair, so it's not skeptical. And then we come to the third passage on the story of coffee. Very interesting read, children. Very, very interesting read. The story of coffee by Caldi, who basically saw, jumping goats, right? The berries. So he saw jumping goats, very interesting story. That story has been captured for you. And then the whole transition of coffee. So the first question in the story of coffee is, of course, what did Caldi see? That's a specific detailed question. Remember, there were more than 25 specific detailed questions, children. So the passage states that Caldi saw jumping goats. Direct question. Option B. How did the revolution impact coffee consumption? The revolution basically, what did the revolution do? It basically led coffee consumption into cities, and people started going to coffee places for music, etc. So yes, the revolution accelerated the coffee production and introduced new brewing methods. So this is the revolution that we are talking about. So before that, this is directly given in question number 16. As you can see, so coffee started with music, into kave khane, and then popularity persisted. Later on, the revolution added new brewing methods. Direct question again. And then we come to question number 17. Coffee originated in Ethiopia and quickly spread to the Arabian Peninsula. So where does the author mention question 17? It spread to the Arabian Peninsula. So let's mark that, children, where the coffee originated somewhere and spread to the Arabian Peninsula. Right, so that is the passage over here. Coffee originated in Ethiopia and went to the Arabian Peninsula where it became popular. Right? Then what is supporting the statement? Right? So what happened? It became a popular beverage because of these things. These coffee houses became centers for culture, influencing the spread of coffee to Turkey and beyond. So from here, the coffee spread to Turkey and beyond. Hence, this is option D. Question 17, again given to you. Option D. Then we go to question number 18. Again, logical reasoning style question, children. Logical reasoning question. Let's see what it asks us. The introduction of coffee to the European market met with immediate acceptance and no resistance. This statement is wrong because there was religious resistance. And coffee houses in Europe extended beyond beverage consumption to political and philosophical discourse. This is correct. So one is correct and the other is wrong. Therefore, the correct answer for this is option C. The correct answer for this is option C. Statement 1 is false and statement 2 is correct. Right? Then we come to question number 19. What does the phrase emerging as social hubs mean? This is a direct question, not a lot of this thing. What is the meaning of emerging as social hubs mean? Social hubs are places where people meet for interaction and cultural exchange. That is option B. It is not for study, it is not for limited social activity, and it's not commercial activity. Social hub means where lots of people sit and talk, and hence is a direct answer D. We come to question number 20. Synonym for cultivation. Cultivation means growing or at least, where you are sowing seeds for them to grow. So here the doubt was between C and A. The given answer is option A, development. But if you're sowing and growing, so some of you may challenge this, that growth is an equally good answer, but the given answer over here is option A. So if you look at cultivation as a keyword, the meaning of cultivation, it is given in the beginning, of the passage from Ethiopia. So from Ethiopia, that's where it is given. This is coffee cultivation and consumption. So coffee cultivation means growing the coffee or sowing the seeds or growing the plant or nurturing the plant. So again, growth is also, but growing, is it equal to growth? That's actually a little bit dicey because growing means sowing the seed and nurturing the plant. So cultivation basically is the process of nurturing the plant upwards. Is growing the same as growth? That is a big question. So the closest answer here is development, and that is only also the given answer, which is option A. 21st. Children, let's move to question number 21st according to the hashtag key. In the given answer key, Of course, 21st is question number 38. Again, a word usage question. Every passage had at least one. This one had two. So these are two word usage questions. Frolicking. What is the meaning of frolicking? It means jumping. And we had to look at where it is not being used properly, right? So where it is being used properly, sorry. So the athletes cannot be frolicking before their competition, incorrect. Children, of course, can jump around like goats, B looks like correct. And it is not very bad, but it could, but the word here is relaxing. So relaxing cannot be dancing or jumping music. So this is incorrect. And the artist cannot spend frolicking unless it's a very non-serious artist. So the best option here is children, which is option B. And then again we have the question, logical reasoning style question. The spread of coffee was solely driven by domestic consumption in Ethiopia. That's incorrect because the passage says from Ethiopia it spread. So statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. It talks about plantations. Hence, statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. The correct answer is option C. Then we have the second last question. 23rd, what factors contributed to the transformation of coffee from a regional specialty to a major global phenomenon? Of course, it is given clearly over here, question number 23, children, where the coffee became globally hit because of the colonial plantations, which is option A. These plantations, this is colonial plantations right towards the end. These plantations fueled the global demand. Hence, the correct answer is option A. Given in the passage, specific detailed question. And finally, 24th, in what ways has coffee maintained its cultural significance? It is given clearly over here, the thing about social interaction. Hence, the correct answer is option B. Social interaction is clearly given. Right? So that was story of coffee. And now we come to the hypoxia question paper. Question number 25, which is question 6 to 12. This passage is 6 to 12 in the given answer key. They have given only one answer key and they have given you passages of the booklet. You have to match and match your answers. I'm giving you the actual answers in the English section. Of course, discussing questions. For example, one question where two answers were close. So this is question 25. The question is clearly given in the passage. How does hypoxia affect the fish? So female fish produce fewer eggs, so it decreases egg production, clearly given in the passage, and hence his answer C. Question 26. What term is used in the passage to describe areas with low levels of oxygen? Question number 26. Areas with low levels of oxygen is clearly given over here, my dear children, and that is called as dead zones, which is option B. Again, specific detailed question and is given. Question number 27. Children, what effect do altered hormone levels have? It is clearly given. Altered, they produce more testosterone, right, which inhibits female organs. Hence, the given answer is option D, which is the correct answer. Again, specific detailed question. Third specific detailed question from the passage. Question 28, which is question 9 in the original answer key. Broader ecological impact broader ecological impact is the fact that it is basically going to impact the whole symbiotic relationship and trouble the entire ecosystem, and hence the answer for this is C. Right? Can you see that? Then we have question 29. Why is reproductive success critical? So this is again given. Reproductive success is critical because it continues genetical diversity, right? All these are not given. Direct question from the passage. So everyone needs to reproduce. So why? Because it is the most critical factor for sustainability. That is option A. All you had to do was go back and check the answer. 30th, what is not mentioned? So this is a not question. Naturally, permanent loss becoming extinct is mentioned. This is mentioned, right? Changes in gender ratios is mentioned. Competition amongst fish species not mentioned, hence is our answer. And decline in ecosystem, fisheries and tourism is mentioned here. So all these are mentioned except C, which is our answer. Right? 31st, in the context of the passage, which of the following best characterizes the term sustainability? Children, so what is sustainability basically? This is an inference question of the 10-12 inference questions that are given. So current fish populations may not be maintained, maybe the fish increase, maybe they decrease. However, sustainability has been described as producing. This is sustainability. That means reproduction of the fish should not change. And that is what is changing here. So reproduction is the most important thing, not maintaining the current ratio. So the correct answer is option B. So that was hypoxia, and now we come to the knitting methods. All you have to do here basically was refer to the knitting method and mark the answers. So even stitches and preventing puckering is given clearly over here in the Fair Isle method. So that means what do we have to manage? Tension. You know, puckering is when it becomes tense, right? So the tension is basically managed, and this is given over here. So the correct answer is A, and it is given. Just read the area and mark your answer. What is the correct order of steps? Children, you just have to manage this, and it is given in the short row technique method. So in the short row technique method, all this is given in the 4th, 5th line here, right? That shape curves. So this is given over here, that is step 2. So you basically start with casting on stitches. This is step 1, this is step 2, right? And then, so this short row method describes the whole thing. So basically in here, you cast on stitches. Cast on is given in 2. Then you create short rows, sew side stems and finish edges, and hence your answer. So create short rows is step 2. So the answer will be option A. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. So just check from there and your answer is A. 34th, What is the primary focus of the fair isle method? Basically, intricate patterns, right? Hence, your answer will be option B. Option B. Right? 35. What is the emphasis on wrapping the stitch? Wrapping the stitch has been given in the short row technique, children. So, clearly given. Probably you even remember when you have done the short row technique twice. So, that is option C. So, all this is given clearly. 36. Which of the following can be inferred about the efficiency of the continental style, right? Which is the second style. So it's an inference question, but you draw the inference from reading it. So this was a tough inference question. So naturally, option C can be eliminated, D can be eliminated, right? In 36, sorry, C can be eliminated, A can be eliminated. It is best suited for complex patterns only, eliminated. Basically, it helps you. From this line, you find out option D. Once you are comfortable, you can do intricate designs. So the correct answer is option D. Inference-based question. 37. So now you draw an inference on fair isle and continental styles. So both techniques can be mastered without any prior experience. Maybe basic skills, if you are comfortable, this looks like a likely answer, option B. Nobody says that you only experts can do it, because these techniques both the time say once you have mastered, that means from basic to mastery. So you start the technique from basic, so C can be eliminated, D is definitely out, B looks like a good answer. 37, B. 38, which option includes what is picking the yarn? Picking means catching, and hence your answer. So pulling is out, lift and catch is okay, grasping is definitely out. You are not fist fighting it, children, it's only knitting. So lifting the yarn, catching the yarn, so that will be your answer C, right? So lifting looks like it's dropped, catching means from the back. So both are close again, but the better answer is option C. 39, mastering advanced skills. Again, we will do this by using elimination, children. We will solve this by using elimination, right? So what is mastering? Now, definitely eliminate irrelevant, same results. And mastering the skills will never limit the knitter. So by elimination, we get option B. So this is a good answer that you can do by elimination. Rest of that can be easily eliminated. The author is not saying you will be limited. The author is not saying you will be cut short. The author is saying once you work on basic skills, you can work on advanced skills. So that is question number 39. And then we come to question number 40. How might the integration influence a knitter's approach to garment construction? So, here again, you can eliminate options like C and D. It is not restrictive or minimal, right? So, between A and B, it streamlines the process, making it easier for all skill levels to create garment. So, you use both fair isle and short row. Basically, fair isle gives you the visual effects and short row gives you the sides and the collars. So, options A and B are a little vague. So, this was a question that I was finding very vague, choosing between options A and B. The given answer basically is B. But with both A and B, I found it a little vague. So this was one of those vague options, because option A says all skill levels. Now one doesn't know whether it's all skill levels, and B says needing advanced skills, but both the methods talk about how with practice you can create advanced skills. So both options A and B were a little vague here and tough. However, the given answer is option B. And then we come to the last passage on comparison of the political books passage, right? Which is questions 41 to 50. So 3 books have been given, and you just have to read and mark the answers. So I'm going to quickly take you over the answers. You just have to read and mark the answers. So 41, these were questions 13 to 22 in the master answer key. So 41 is given. The politics of change, Dr. Emily Harper does what? Basically, she talks about engaging broad coalition of stakeholders. That is clearly given over there, right? She discusses coalition building. So that is option C. You just have to look for keywords in the 3. The question told you which book to look at and mark the answer. 42. What major factors does Mark Stevens discuss in the change in politics? So this is clearly given in the Mark Stevens books. What major factors is he looking at? He's basically looking at technology and demography, clearly given here, and hence the answer is option B. 43. What does Dr. Anika Patel emphasize about the influence? Anika Patel's book basically looks at local and global. Local and global, and that is going to be your answer, children, right? So that is option B. Local and global. Question 44. So again we go to Emily Harper, and we look at Emily Harper's work, children. Which of the following strategies does Dr. Emily Harper argue in the politics of change? And she is looking at basically, global social media platforms. Sorry, that is option C. So you just have to go to the book and mark the answer. 45. Globalization. So let's look at question number 45, children. In the politics of change, a global perspective, which of the following is most likely? So this is an inference question. This is an inference question. So again, she is looking at global and local. So option A is out, right? Option C is out. So we look at local movements and the role of international organizations. I felt the answer of this should be D, but the given answer is B. So one question was 48, where the answers were vague. 45, I felt the answer should be D, but the given answer is B. So that's the thing. 46, in the change in politics, Mark Stevens highlights demographic shifts. Which demographic shift are we looking at? Naturally, diversity, because he's looking at Me Too and Black Lives. So the correct answer is B. The author has given examples of Me Too and Black Lives, which shows racial diversity. So this is directly picked up from there, and the correct answer is B. So this was a good passage where you had to be able to read and mark answers effectively. 47. In politics and change, Dr. Anika Patel emphasizes the interconnectedness So she talks about Arab Spring movement and shifts of power in Asia. So there is interconnectedness that we are looking at of political systems. So what is Dr. Patel likely to assess? Naturally, economic lens can be eliminated. A cultural approach to examining regional identities could be okay, but the cultural approach part is incorrect. A systemic analysis of international theories may be, and personal stories irrelevant. So we are looking at diverse regions case studies, isn't it? Which is Arab Springs democratic movement. So while regional identities is fine, but cultural approach is not fine. So that just leaves us with option C, which is our correct answer. 48. In the change in politics, Mark Stevens highlights the role of digital platforms. What would he likely to argue as a direct consequence? So here again, if you are looking at political engagement, so while this is a negative answer which I did not really like, rest of the answers were probably not so effective. So uniform political discourse, what is the use of digital media then? And apathy again goes. So we were just left with one answer, albeit that answer is a negative sounding answer. We should have looked at creating a ripple effect in this answer. But they are showing, a huge polarization. But again, there is no other good option here, while the given answer is also not a great option. But it's the only option, that is option B. 49th, Dr. Anika Patel's global perspective, connecting global trends. This is a repeat question. Answer A is the only correct answer here, children. Sorry, I have to do this and this and this and this. So that is option A, right? Independent national elections, cultural will go out, right? This is going to go out. So that is correct option A. And the last question for the day, which of the following statements summarizes her perspective? So again, we are on Amita Patel, and 49, 58, all are correct, same answers if you see. So that is ripple effect. This is the ripple effect we were looking at with Mark Stevens also, because of digital platform. Naturally, what you do at a small level, so this is a straightforward answer. The moment you saw it, you could have marked it if you understood what they were all trying to say. So that is option C. So there were two problematic answers which I have highlighted. One where my answer in 45th is a little different, and the other where we have vague options. Of course, there were one or two more vague options, but we decided that since there was no other answer, that was the correct one. So that's all from my side for today. Have a great evening. I know CLAT results are out, AILET answer key is out. It's a very, very heavy week for all of us. By tomorrow, you have to file your challenges, and day after, AILET will issue the results. So, all the best to everyone. Again, may all of you who have worked hard go to your desired law schools. And all the best from Clat Possible. This is Dr. Surabhi Modi Sahai signing off for the day.